Hello, my name is Chris Mahan and today I'm doing a tasting. However, I will not be drinking diet soda today because I hate soda of all kinds and I feel like all my reviews would just be, oh, I don't like the carbonation. Oh, it burns my tongue. Oh, this is unpleasant. So I thought I'd give you something a little bit more sophisticated and something that I have a little bit more experience with, which is, of course, milk. Today I'm going to be reviewing a vintage Creamaland whole double pasteurized 3.78 liter, also known as a gallon, of milk in an HDPE standard plastic container with no UV resistance. That means that is 12% of your daily dose of total fat, 25% of your daily dose of saturated fat. I'm going to be drinking from this cup. Now there's a couple things you should know about drinking milk and really enjoying it. The first is that you need to have a thin rimmed glass. Doesn't matter if it's glass or plastic, but as long as the rim is about a centimeter in width or a little bit lower, you're going to have that strike as the cold milk hits your tongue and lips, and that's what you want. You want satisfaction. Satisfaction. You want that satisfaction. Push me, and then just touch me. If you get anything over about a centimeter in width when it comes to the rim, it starts bubbling over your lips and starts getting, kind of diluted from your mouth, so it doesn't have that same sort of impact on your tongue. It also means you have to tip the glass back farther and risk it pouring over the sides of your mouth. It's just not pleasant. You don't want that. Now the next important thing is ice and temperature. See, a lot of people at restaurants may ask you, would you like some ice, with your beverage? Never, ever, ever put ice in your milk. Alright, this is important. Because when that milk freezes and it melts back down, it doesn't melt into milk, it separates into lactose and water, which dilutes your milk and ruins the flavoring. The other important thing is serving it, the temperature that you serve it at. 40 degrees is the optimum temperature to serve your milk at. I don't care what anyone else says. What they say, oh, do you like hot milk with your fucking breakfast sausages? Fuck that. I had warm milk in Europe. It was awful. It was fucking terrible. And they said, would you like some milk? So I'm like, oh, thank God, something I can finally eat here in Europe with all your frites and mules. And guess what? It was fucking 80 degrees. It was steaming hot milk. Fuck that shit. 40 degrees. Anything lower than that, milk starts to get ice in it. It starts to freeze. Again, ice is no good. Anything over that, you start hitting room temperature. That's not what you want to drink. That's not what you want. You want ice cold, satisfying milk where the condensation is dripping down the edge. You can feel it in your hand when you're grasping it. It's satisfaction, goddammit. So let's move on to the pouring technique. It's very simple. Now, with a lot of square containers, they want you to do the sudden tilt and pour because it's a much wider mouth. However, with standard gallons, this has been unopened. Yes, excellent. You can do the regular tilt and pour. It can be gradual, and you can have a nice stream. Let's take a look here. Perfect. And that's the thing about whole milk. As soon as you swallow it, you get that nice, full, rich, whole aftertaste. It immediately tells your taste buds that this is full and unadulterated. Now, if you start drinking 1% or 2%, you start getting a little bit of, it's sort of like a bit of kick in the back of your mouth, sort of like it's turned sour just for a minute. And that's something that you really don't get with whole milk. You can just get a smooth, rich flavor. And it's a flavor that you can actually savor as opposed to something that you have to kind of drown out with the next sip. If I had to put this milk on a certain level of rating, I'd have to put it around 8, 8.1, 8.2. That's taking into account the highest calibers of milk and the lowest, high top milk. What we have here is a very standard, a very strong, very satisfying milk that is probably going to last you for about a week before it starts losing its flavor, and that's before the expiration date. Sometimes people ask me, like, why do you like milk so much? I just have to say, what is art?
Pull up,
Frank,
headshot,
Frank,
sit down,
Frank,
stand up.
Frank.
Eyes, I guess. Eyes? Let's go with eyes.